Good morning, everyone. It's... Oh, wait, no, that's not right. That's right, it's my first time doing a Comic-Con vlog on YouTube, and this one is a super special one to me personally. We're heading over to London now for London Film and Comic-Con 2024. And firstly, I'd like to start off by saying a huge thank you to the wonderful people at Showmasters for giving me a content creator pass. I am super hyped for this event. I've been going to London Film and Comic-Con for 10 years now. This will be 10 years this year. So I'm super grateful for that. I always have a fantastic time at this event. It's got so much nostalgia for me personally. This is where I met people like Carrie Fisher, Emmett Diarmid, so it really means a lot to me going to this event. London Film and Comic-Con was like the big event of the year for me growing up. This was the big one that we went to in London, so it always just makes me really happy to go back. It makes me feel very nostalgic. And it's doubly exciting because London Film and Comic-Con 2022 was actually where I started making videos online for Woody Strikes Back, doing Comic-Con vlogs and stuff like that. That was the first place that I did it, so it's almost like Woody Strikes Back's birthday as well. I have also spent many of my birthdays at London Film and Comic-Con throughout the year. It's a bit earlier in the month than usual, so I won't be celebrating my birthday in London this year, but this is kind of my birthday present to myself, which is really nice. But I'm all packed up and ready to go. Got plenty of snacks for the coach over. It's about 6:30 in the morning now, so let's go and get on the coach, head down to London. I'll see you there. Yeah, a bit of a disappointing transition there, because I am actually still in Sheffield. I've literally gotten out of the car since I last did the whole thing. I'm debating whether I need to take a hoodie or not, because it's not cold, but I've only packed like summer clothes, so if it gets colder, it might be a little bit scuppered. But I've got no space in my bag whatsoever, so I will be like carrying it around if I'm not wearing it. Yeah, let's do it, let's go. It's for Woody Strikes Back hoodie as well, so it's branded, so. But now I'll see you, at least when I'm on the coach, probably not when I'm in London, let's be honest. So let's do a cool coach montage.
My 4-hour, £30 coach journey from Meadalorian, Sheffield to London Victoria coach station started off nice and bright. However, that's not particularly what I wanted considering how early it was, so it was a good thing I brought my sleeping mask. When I wasn't asleep, I got to enjoy some of the most beautiful stretches of anonymous British motorway, and in enjoying the views, I was very glad that I decided to bring my hoodie. Thankfully, I brought my copy of Star Wars Ronin to start reading, a book based upon the Star Wars Visions episode The Duel. And thankfully, this distracted me from the mountain dread of the thought of spending an entire day in London in the pouring rain. And with my depression offset and about to get wet, I'd made it to London Victoria coach station.
So I've just arrived in London, just got off the coach now, heading over to the tube station to make my way over to Olympia. And as you can see, I am really happy that I did decide to bring my hoodie, because the weather is a little bit miserable.
And my next mission, if I chose to accept it, which, well, I mean, I had to, was to get to Olympia. Shark bag. There are a number of different public transport options available to get me from Victoria to Olympia, but having just sat on a coach for 4 hours, I decided to get on the tube.
Just found the hallmark of civilization in Victoria Station, but we don't have time to stop. I did stop, however, and pick up some of these because they were free. It's a shit spoons anyway. I once went there. As soon as I got here, ready for an LFCC. Oh shit, I don't know where I'm going. Anyway, what I was going to say is I got a breakfast, I counted, and I had 7 beans. Just 7 beans.
I'm not entirely sure that I knew where I was going. I was beginning to regret my decision to get on the London Underground. However, I managed to find my way to the place where I first went to LFCC in 2014, Earl's Court. And with another quick bus ride and a little walk in the rain, I'd made it to Olympia Exhibition Centre.
So I'm in, I'm having a fantastic time already. There's such a nice buzz to the place. Like, it's nicely busy, so that there is a really good buzz, a really good atmosphere. We're not so busy that it's hard to move around or take everything in. And there is loads to see here as well, which is really, really cool. Loads of awesome artwork and guest artists here and plenty of guests here as well. So much merch to take in and just so many wonderful cosplayers as well. So having a fantastic time already. Really good atmosphere to start off the weekend. And I think that's really important because I already feel hyped for this. I already feel like I'm going to have a fantastic weekend, and I've literally just walked in. I've made a beeline straight to the cloakroom, got rid of my bag and got rid of my hoodie because it is quite warm in here, and I'm just having a wander around at the moment, and like I said, just so much wonderful stuff to take in. Getting in was really easy as well, which is always a really nice start to a convention. Getting through security was a breeze, getting my passes was really quick and easy, really helpful staff, and got a nice shiny silver band. I just want to take this opportunity because I'm feeling so happy right now to just say a huge thank you to Showmasters again for having me here. This is a very full circle moment for me. Like, to think that it's been 10 years since I came to my first LFCC is mad, and 2 years since I started making videos for Woody Strikes Back. It's just, yeah, I'm really, really grateful. I'm just gonna have a little wander around now, get my bearings, taking as much of what LFCC 2024 has got to offer as I possibly can, and I'm probably gonna head up to meet some of the Star Wars guests that I want to meet, because there's a few people that I want to meet this weekend, a few people who have dropped out, which is a little bit disappointing, but there's just so much to do here. So really happy, really hyped, so excited for the weekend, and I will check back in with you later.
It was so nice to just be able to walk around and get the feeling that you could access every single part of the convention so easily. There was so much awesome merch on offer, so many incredibly talented artists being celebrated, and even areas dedicated to all of those wonderfully creative cosplayers. I do think it's worth noting that this is probably the smallest LFCC that I've ever been to, with it being entirely confined to a single hall. In fact, they didn't even have the guest hall open upstairs like they usually do. I think that's worth noting when considering the value of the tickets and actually coming to the event. However, what I will say is, and I'll say it later in this vlog, this year I actually feel like I did more than I've done in a single day or even a single weekend of LFCC ever. And I think in part that's because in previous years it has been incredibly overcrowded and really difficult to move around, and I never felt like that at any point this year. I also think there was a vast improvement on the organisation over the event as a whole, both in the event and leading up to the event. I felt really well informed going into the event. I knew where everything was even before I got there and what times certain things were on, and the staff actually on the days at the event were incredibly helpful. In fact, everybody was really friendly. I didn't see a single person in terms of the staff, the guests, the merch sellers, who looked like they'd rather be anywhere else. On the point of guests, I liked this year's lineup. It felt solid. There were a number of guests that I wanted to meet who did cancel relatively last minute, so that was a bit disappointing because half of the people that I wanted to meet at the event weren't going. But that's nobody's fault. It's not the organizer's fault. It's not the guest's fault. These things just happen sometimes, and I'd much rather focus my energy on having a good time at the event rather than wondering about what could have been. So yeah, personally, I would have liked to see a few more guests that I'd like to meet, but I think there was a good variety of guests there at reasonable prices to please a lot of people.
I've just eaten an entire bag of fruit pastels. Now I've got sticky fingers.
Another thing I was pleasantly surprised by this year was the toilet facilities, because I've got some absolute horror stories from toilets at LFCC.
So I've just been having a little wander around for a while. I've been around the entire guest area, and I've just met Whit Hartford, who I believe is known for a number of different horror movies, but what I know him from, what I'm sure many of you will know him from, is playing Corky Kryze in the Clone Wars. Just had a little chat about him playing Satine's nephew, about how he could be Obi-Wan's love child, all very scandalous stuff, and about how I'd love to see him come back in live action, maybe playing Corky in maybe the Meadalorian, teaming up with Bo-Katan. However, he was very self-deprecating, saying that Corky's tall and blonde and he's well not, which is fair. We had a good laugh talking about, you know, the wonders of makeup and prosthetics, so who knows, maybe we could see Corky in live action. I'm here for it. All of the other guests that I want to meet this weekend are currently on lunch, so I'm just going to chill out for a little bit, have a wander around, taking all of the merch, and then a little bit later I will be meeting up with a special guest. It's TikTok star Martin the Meadalorian, a really good friend of mine. Another reason to be excited to be here. I'm going to have a fantastic weekend with him. I'm just loving the event already, having a great time. Look who I bumped into.
I forgot what I was going to say.
We'll just leave it there.
It's the next line.
We don't. What do you mean? This is one take Woody, they call me. This is first time. We definitely didn't just record this on the wrong camera setting, so we didn't have any volume. You're having a good day so far, mate?
Yes, I'm good. I'm here.
Woo! So we're gonna head upstairs now. Hopefully, try and meet a few of the Star Wars guests, and then probably head over to the Star Wars zone. Maybe, if we get some time, if we get the chance, have a cheeky lightsaber duel.
And then it was time to do what all great content creator duos do. Awkwardly stand in each other's shots. I had a fantastic start to my London Film and Comic Con 2024 experience, but it was time to kick it up a notch.
We're about to go through some Jedi lightsaber training. Are you ready to get battered, Martin?
And with that, my first day at LFCC 2024 was over.
Well, we'll be back tomorrow.
And welcome to our humble abode for the night. Let's take you on a grand tour. As you can see, over here, we have a nice house-trained Martin. We have been taken into one room with a double bed, but Martin's married, so that's my bed for the night. Sugar-free cookies. Of course, the Bible. If I pull out this chair, there is an impression of what appears to be handcuffs on the chair there, on the seat. So plenty of things to do in this room. Tea and coffee station, no decaf, and actually quite a luxurious bathroom. So I'm pretty happy with that. There's me with my shit hair after walking around the con and fighting with lightsabers all day. So all in all, for £55 in London, pretty happy.
I've just had a shower, feeling fresh, ready for some food, but before we hit London by storm, let's talk about how I found the Saturday at LFCC 2024. And in short, I've had an absolutely fantastic day. This has by far been one of my best experiences at any Showmaster event at any London Film and Comic Con. As I said earlier, I've been coming to their events for 10 years now. I've been to so many of them, and this has had some of the best organisation, a fantastic guest lineup, and so much to do. I've seen a few people talk about how they haven't got the second hall open, they don't have the guest hall open like they usually do, so it does feel like it is on a slightly smaller scale, but there is so much to do, and it is nice and spread out, like I said this morning when I got in, so you could actually move around, you could actually see everything. So I actually think that today I've probably done more than I've done at more or less any other London Film and Comic Con in a single day. All of the guests were really accessible. It was really easy and very well organised to go up and get your autographs. Plenty of time there to actually have a really good interaction, and they were all so wonderful. And in my opinion, really reasonably priced too. Altogether, I met 5 of the Star Wars guests that were there. So I met Rissa Killar, who was the young Ahsoka's stunt double in the live-action Ahsoka series. She was really cool, and I got to teach her some Yorkshire. Marty Matulis, who was the pirate Vane in the Meadalorian Season 3, he was a really, really cool dude. Chris Bartlett, who's just basically played every single droid in Star Wars since Disney took over. Natalia Tina, who was Mando's Twi'lek girlfriend in the Mandalorian Season 1, she was really cool. I really digged her vibe. You might know her as Nymphadora Tonks from Harry Potter. Like, I'm not really a Harry Potter fan, so I don't really know her from Harry Potter, but yeah, just such a cool person. And Whit Hartford, who voiced Corky Kryze in the Clone Wars. And I've treated myself to a few goodies as well. I picked up a Doctor Who t-shirt, a Doctor Who art print, a few stickers. On the point of Doctor Who, I really like that they announced that they've got the 15th Doctor, Ncuti Gatwa, as a guest for the winter London Film and Comic Con. That just gave such a nice buzz when they announced that. The atmosphere was fantastic. I met every single guest that I wanted to today, and there were a few that I wanted to meet but cancelled relatively last minute, so that's always disappointing. It's nobody's fault, and well, it saved me a little bit of money too, which means I can have plenty to eat at the Indian tonight. So it would have been nice to meet those people, but If you watched any of my videos, then you know me. We go with the flow. We have a good time. And it has been a really good time. I've had an absolutely fantastic day. These can be incredibly long days, and we've done so much. And as we've got back, I'm really not feeling tired. I'm feeling energized, if anything. I'm feeling really excited for tomorrow and just, yeah, so full of energy from the day. It's made me really happy. Everybody that I've met at the event and interacted with as well have been absolutely wonderful. And of course, I've got to spend the day with one of my best friends. So that's been incredible.
Martin, how have you found Saturday at London Film and Comic Con 2024?
Loved it. Really, really good. Really good. Really happy.
Fantastic. What was your favourite part of the day?
The people and seeing you.
I promise I've not paid him to say that. Right, Martin? If you could sum up your London Film and Comic Con 2024 Saturday in one word, what would it be? Great word.
So there you go. I couldn't have said it any better myself. It was an absolutely fantastic day, and I get to do it all over again tomorrow. So excited for that. Let me know how you found the Saturday at LFCC 2024. If you went, I hope you had an absolutely fantastic day. I hope you enjoyed it just as much as I did. And I'll see you tomorrow for it all over again.
Okay, I'm actually going to end the video with this. We've just been out for a curry and look what we've found. Shrek! It's all ogre now.